Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are just coming across my channel, please subscribe and turn on the bell. So the last update about Twist of Fate, Pragya goes to Abhi's house and get Tanu arrested for stealing her purse, and Pragya was shocked to see the mirrors in that condition, and the mirrors were also shocked to see Pragya as a rich woman. Let's continue from there. Abhi tells Grandma that he has warned Tanu not to steal, but she did not agree. Grandma asks Abhi to bring Tanu back as they are still the mirrors and asks him to take Sumit help. He promises her. Aliyah thinks to go with her brother so that he doesn't come to know about Pragya. Tanu is in the lockup and she thinks of Pragya. She thinks that she got married to Abhi for his money, but Abhi lost everything. And she thinks that Pragya is not looking poor, and in fact she is good. And she thinks that how did her destiny change? Abhi comes there and says she got the new room. Tanu says she did not steal and says that she did this as I have snatched her everything. Abhi asks who. Aliyah signs to Tanu not to tell about Pragya. Tanu says that the rich woman. Abhi says you have stolen her thing. Aliyah asks him to talk to the inspector. Abhi says the inspector will not leave her. He goes to talk to the inspector. Tanu asks Aliyah how did Pragya return. She says her car fell into the river and says why did she not contact Abhi. Aliyah says maybe as we made her talk to Pradeep in Abhi's voice. She says Pragya might not have any feelings for Abhi now. Tanu says no, she might have known that we have become poor, as Pallavi made the public announcement in the media and even filed a case on you. Aliyah asks her not to take Pallavi's name. Rambru and Vikram had a light moment. Vikram laughs. Rambru gets Prachi's call. Pallavi looks at them. Vikram asks Rambru to make her talk to Prachi on the video call. He then apologizes to Prachi and asks for her forgiveness. Prachi asks that why are you saying this? Vikram apologizes for their bad behavior. He says you are seeing my condition. I am safe this time. But if I get heart attack again, then I won't be saved. Vikram asks Prachi to let Rambru stay there. Prachi says Rambru is your son first, then my husband. Vikram thanks Prachi and asks her to come back home. Rambru ends the call. Vikram asks Rambru and Prachi to return home. The nurse comes there and says that his heartbeat is increasing. Rambru promises that he will return soon. Vikram says don't make me wait like last time. Pallavi looks on. The inspector asks Abhi to stand straight. Abhi asks him to leave her and promises that she will not steal again. The inspector refused. Abhi says if she is up to something, then I get to know. The inspector asks then why don't you stop her? Abhi says he wanted her to get arrested, but now his grandma wants him to bring her back due to the family reputation. The inspector says he cannot let her go, as the lady whose purse was stolen is a good woman. Abhi comes to the constable. The constable signs to Abhi something. Rambru tells Pallavi that grandma is resting in her room. Pallavi says you come to this house now. I know everyone's routine. She taunt him. Rambru says I will go. Pallavi asks Rambru not to take his dad's word seriously and says he doesn't like Prachi like me. She says I hate your wife and I love you very much. Rambru says when there is condition in your love, then why your hatred? Pallavi says that is why I hate her. She taught you this. Rambru says Prachi loves and respects you all a lot. Pallavi says I have just called you. If this is possible, then you can come and stay here. The constable comes out. Abhi asks if he takes bribe. The constable says no. He says there is a way to get Anu out. He tells Abhi about a drunken drive case and says that the wife of the driver cried in front of the person filling the FIR, so he got sympathetic and took back the case. Abhi says the mistake might be of the person filling the FIR. The constable says I am asking you to go and plead in front of the lady who filed the FIR to get Tanu out. Abhi agrees. Grandma calls Abhi and tells that Tanu is the daughter-in-law of the house and she doesn't want her to stay in the lockup in the night. Abhi agrees and asks the constable to give the address of the post lady. Taiji says if Tanu stays in the jail, then people will think that even we are thieves. Grandma asks when did she steal. Mitali says that she was aware of it. She regrets to support Tanu over Pragya. Grandma scolds Mitali and says that Pragya was auspicious for us and she used to handle home well. Taiji says that Mitali chose Tanu as she thought that she loves Abhi and asks Grandma that why is she supporting Tanu. Grandma says that she is supporting Tanu as the house respect is connected with her. Tanu asks Aliyah how did she hide Pragya from Abhi. Aliyah says I am smart and hiding things from him. Tanu asks how did she manage Grandma. Aliyah says she has lied to Grandma that Abhi's heart is weak and if she tells him about Pragya, then he cannot bear it. Tanu says she has to come out and stop Grandma. Aliyah says Pragya might have ate my brother as we have cheated her using Pradeep. Tanu says that betrayal was big. The lady constable asks Aliyah to go because the time is over. Tanu hopes that she get out soon. Abhi asks the constable to give him the post lady's address. The constable says that he doesn't know. Abhi asks from where will I get her address. The constable says it will be in the FIR register. Abhi asks the constable to go and get it. Until then, it will distract the inspector. The constable says even my life will be like you. Abhi goes to the inspector. The inspector asks, do you want to tell me something? Abhi asks the inspector if it feels good to make his sister cry and says that she makes other cries and you made her cry too. The constable tries to get the address. Abhi says I have 4 ladies in the house and they will cry. The inspector asks Abhi to go. Abhi comes out. The constable asks Abhi to check his phone for the address. Pragya thinks that this is the reason that his birthday news was not in any news, and she thinks that how did it happen and how can anyone fall so badly from the height. She calls the inspector and says that she wants Aliyah Mera's number. The inspector says that he will send it. He then requests her not to take back the case and says that about the drunken drive case. He says if you take back the FIR, then Tanu will steal again. Pragya says that she will not take back the complaint. She calls Aliyah and asks how did this happen. She says you were efficient enough to handle the business. Aliyah says you are not concerned about us. Pragya says she is curious. Aliyah says you might be happy to see our condition. Pragya says I'll find out the reason anyhow. Aliyah asks her why she called her. Pragya says she has everything other than time. She ends the call. Mitali asks Aliyah not to speak to Pragya like this. She blames Aliyah for her wrong decisions in business and says that she is in this condition because of her, and she asks her not to show attitude. Aliyah says if all the mistake was mine, then Vikram and my brother's friendship wouldn't have broken. Abhi comes to Pragya's home and thinks that what to tell her. He recalls the constable asking him to plead in front of the madam to take back the case and tells her that his wife is innocent and asks for forgiveness. He rings the doorbell. Sushma opens the door and says, "This is my house." Abhi says, "Please hear me." Sushma asks, "How did you know that I stay here?" Abhi says, "I thought that this is someone else's house." He says that his wife has stolen her purse and asks for forgiveness. Sushma says that it was not my purse. Abhi says I came to the wrong house. Sushma says that the purse was of my daughter. Pragya gets a call. Abhi says then I shall talk to her to take back the complaint and says that will take just 5 minutes. Sushma says my daughter is very angry now and that is why there is no use of talking to her. Sushma says if you have not helped me, then also I wouldn't let you meet my daughter. She says you are a good mechanic. Abhi says mechanic. Sushma says a good person. She says when my daughter is angry, then even I don't speak to her. Abhi says your daughter is stubborn. Abhi recalls the constable asking him to tell the madam that he loves his wife a lot and says that she is innocent and did a mistake. He tells Sushma that his wife is innocent and he loves her a lot. He says we are like 2 bodies and 1 soul and says they are together since college and says that she was inspiration for him and if she doesn't come out then. He says that we met 20 years ago and since then she went to jail. I feel like I am alone without my soulmate. Abhi asks Sushma to call her daughter and thinks that he will shed some tears. He says my tears got dry since she went and asked her to call her daughter. Sushma says I cannot help you as she will tell that your wife's place is in jail. She says sorry. Abhi says your house is big but not your heart. She says sorry. Abhi is about to go. Sushma thinks to talk to Pragya once. Prachi thinks of Vikram's words. Rambru comes home. Prachi asks how is dad? Is he fine? Rambru says yes. He goes inside. Prachi asks Rambru how is grandma? Rambru says she is okay. Prachi asks how is mom? Rambru says he is feeling tired and asks that was our meeting. Prachi says I talked to dad after many days and says that they shall return there. Prachi says you are his only son and they shall do what a son does for his parent. Rambru recalls Pallavi's hatred for Prachi and asks that why do Prachi want to go there? Do you like luxurious life? Prachi gets upset and goes. Abhi thinks that what to tell grandma now. He says he did not do acting well as he has no feelings for Tanu. He hopes that the lady's daughter comes out. He says that he has his owner's things and keeps earrings on the car. The watchman comes there and asks him to go. Abhi asks him to tell his owner about him. They ask, who are you? Sushma tells Pragya that the mechanic came who helped them. Pragya says she doesn't want to listen. Sushma asks her to listen. Abhi is about to go and he sees Sushma talking to her daughter. He doesn't see Pragya's face. The watchman takes Abhi away from there. Sushma tells Pragya that the mechanic who repaired their car and the person who saved her from accident is the same person. She says he is that girl's husband who stole your purse. Pragya gets emotional. Thank you everyone for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and share it and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thank you.